You know. Tonight on Politically Incorrect with Bill Maher, Rocker Henry Rollins, MTV's Kennedy, entertainer Cedric the Entertainer, and Republican activist Celeste Gray. And now, the star of Politically Incorrect, Bill Maher.
All righty, let's meet our panel. Whether it's on the Steve Harvey Show, the Kings of Comedy Tour, and the movie Ride, he's always Cedric the Entertainer. Hello, Mr. Entertainer.
Cedric.
How are you? Cedric, I apologize. The first Assistant Secretary of the California Republican Party, Celeste Gregg, yeah. Hello, doll.
How are you?
Good to see you, as always. From MTV's Alternative Nation to CBS's Olympic coverage in Japan, she's the girl so nice they named her once Kennedy. Hey, kitten. How you doing? Thanks for coming. He is a writer and spoken word performer. His band is the Rollins Band. His book is The Portable Henry Rollins. Henry Rollins! How are you, man?
Good.
Good to see you. Okay, well, as you saw by our little sketch, we're still obsessed with the president, at least here at this show. And it was interesting to note that there was a Kennedy auction. I'm sure everybody saw that this week. The memorabilia of John F. Kennedy went on sale, and everyone was surprised.
I thought you were talking about my garage sale. Sorry.
Right. Well, we thought we'd do this issue because you're Kennedy. But it just happened to fall this week, and everyone was surprised because it did not really sell. Not to what they were expecting, not nearly close to what they thought. A lot of items they took off because people just did not buy them. Now, Jackie Kennedy's stuff, that sold. Remember a couple of years ago they put that on sale?
A lot better stuff. Women have better stuff.
Oh, that's a good point.
Period.
If you go into, like, Macy's, you're going to see nicer things.
Yeah,
than
better
women's
things. I mean,
clothes. Much more fun.
even shoes, Bill. I mean, you know, you got to think about that. Women have a lot better shoes, better things. Jackie had better stuff. John had old trashy stuff. He had dogged most of his stuff. I mean, even as a president, he didn't take care of his stuff very well. It was
No, I don't think so. I think that Camelot is dead now, especially with what's happening in the White House. And we have the president who emulates Kennedy, so people are tired of it. So who wants to have now memorabilia that represents a president that is started and is the role model of the current occupant of the White House?
You mean with the chicks? That's what you mean?
Yeah, I think Jackie is clean.
He has extra chicks.
There's no dirt on her record at all.
Well, and there's much more mystique surrounding Jackie O.
Sure, she's way more enigmatic.
Well, and skip 30 years ahead, if Prince Charles has a sale, there's a big Prince Charles auction, who's going to buy anything? But Diana, there's going to be, you know, huge interest. And it's much the same with Jackie Kennedy.
Well, then let me ask, is that appropriate that we would buy and be more interested in the stuff from the person who is really just the consort of the leader or the king than the person themselves? I mean, John F. Kennedy was the president. They were trying to sell the watch he was wearing when he was shot as leader of the free world, didn't sell.
Yeah, but Jacqueline...
But Jackie's pumps did.
But I don't see that happening if 10, 15, or 20 years from now, the same thing is happening with the Clintons. I don't think that anyone will be buying anything that is related or the Hillary owned.
You know,
you can pick through things at the Arkansas Goodwill.
Yes.
I think if there's a dress with a stain on it, people will buy it. That's...
What kind of stain?
DNA.
Yeah. You haven't been reading the paper.
I think at the end of the day, like, scandal just kind of devalues things. And JFK at this point is known more for his fooling around than for any of his policy or anything he did as a president. All you hear about is Marilyn Monroe running around with him and what hijinks him and his brother got up to.
That's all you hear about the president who's in office right now?
That's true.
Well, look, there are two films, you know, that basically are parodying his presidency while he's in office. Like, when has that ever happened? I read something that was,
right.
the analogy was, what if all the president's men was released during Nixon, if Nixon had stayed in office, if
Right.
that was released at the same time. I mean, it would have been...
Except that Primary Colors is good for him, and All the President's Men was bad for Nixon. Primary Colors makes Clinton look great. First of all, he's John Travolta.
Yeah.
Hello.
Right. Right.
Second of all, I've seen the movie. It shows the
Is it
guy.
good? Yeah. I haven't.
Well, it shows the guy to be very human. It shows the side of Clinton that Clinton would like everyone to see, that he is caring about people. He's so caring that sometimes he's a little over-caring to certain people.
Right.
Well,
And that's...
well, the reason why also this movie is so in favor of Clinton is because Hollywood tends to be very liberal, very left-wing, and always will favor those who stand on what they believe.
true, very
versus with Nixon. The media and Hollywood wanted just to lynch him.
Right.
He had
She's
no...
not
It had
Yeah.
nothing to do with the fact that he was a crook who was trying to undermine the Constitution,
well,
did it?
No. Come on, no.
You really disproved her point.
It was a Hollywood plot?
He...
Okay,
He
well, what if
didn't
this
do-
had happened to Dole? Like, what if Dole were the person who was groping interns, and what if he was elected
Well,
president?
he'd have to do it with one hand. But, you know, the Titanic didn't hit the media. It hit an iceberg, okay?
Yeah.
Nixon, you know, wasn't undone by the media.
Well, he didn't do anything that somebody else hasn't done
That
before.
is so wrong.
Don't defend Nixon. Don't
the
defend
fact
Nixon.
of the matter was that
But
he
the other thing
failed.
on this auction is that, and I'm sorry. No, but the other thing is that,
Back to the stuff.
Junior, you know, John Jr., they didn't want the kids, Carolyn, they didn't want this auction to happen, which is
Right.
another thing. Like with Jackie, they pushed this whole thing. And so, you know, these kids are powerful kids, and they said, you know,
That's true. Maybe people are being a little more respectful of them.
maybe they respect that whole thing, I think, you know, and that's
Oh,
why they didn't go.
please. People have no respect, and they didn't know because they don't read either.
I mean,
Well, the people,
So it had
the
nothing to
people
do
would
with
be-
the
like
kid.
would be-
700,000 for a
Yeah, but
briefcase,
the
so
people
I
who would be
mean,
bidding at an auction for $1 million for the president's watch would probably have a little bit more sympathy, or at least a little more wherewithal, you know, as
Right.
far as the president's
Oh.
children are concerned.
Gosh, I'm looking at the time. We're way over. We'll take a commercial. I'm sorry. You were so entertaining.
If you're planning to be in the Los Angeles area and would like free tickets to Politically Incorrect, call 213-852-2655 or visit our website at abc.com/pi.
Okay, before this week got out, I wanted to bring up this story, which I think was one of the big stories of the week, and I know People magazine agrees with me because they put her on the cover, Mary Kay Letourneau, the teacher from Seattle, who is in jail because she is in love. That's how I view it. I admit that it's unorthodox. She is 35. The boy is 14. He was younger when they started. But the big story
Has
this
he been
week.
bar mitzvahed?
Have I?
No, has he?
Oh. Okay. But she is pregnant again. That was the story this week. With the second child by this boy. So basically they're having a family and they're keeping the mother in jail because she won't conform to what society feels should be the perfect American family.
Yeah, it's perfect. To have, my dad's 14 years
Sickening.
older than me.
Absolutely sickening.
What
Here
is
a
sickening?
woman who's over 20 years older, and she raped this kid.
Raped?
Well,
Come on.
she forced...
She
What?
forced? How do you know? And how can you?
Well, how do you know that she didn't rape him?
How can
do
a
you
woman-
know that she
how-
didn't seduce him?
How can a woman rape a man?
I think that an older woman can
It's-
manipulate a young kid, and I don't think it's really healthy. I don't think it's healthy for a kid who's going to be 14 with 2 kids out in the world. I think those children will grow up fairly damaged. I think that kid's going to grow up fairly damaged.
So you're on her side?
Yeah.
Okay.
it's a damn shame, Bill Maher. A damn shame. I just wanted to say that. It's just something I've been wanting to say on TV a long time. It's a damn shame.
I see why they call you the entertainer.
That's it.
But if it were a 14-year-old girl, I mean, society would have
But it's not a
licked this man.
14-year-old
You're not
girl.
defending this woman, are you?
I am completely defending not the woman only, but the boy as well.
He's
I'm thinking
14.
about
What does
the
he
same
know?
sex
When you
issue.
were 14, would you have been able to take care of 2 kids?
Oh, I would have been able to take care of her.
Seriously. I
So
mean,
it's better that she's in jail. It's better that she's in jail. That's the way. That's
Do you
the good
think-
thing
do
for
you
the
think
kids.
psychiatric help?
Mommy's in
do you
jail.
think, do you think children have the emotional capacity to raise other children? I mean, like, we have enough problems in our society as it is with men not being present in family
First of
life and all
all-
this. And a 14-year-old, is a 14-year-old really able to understand what it takes to raise a child and be like a father figure and a man? And,
In most of societies in human history, 14-year-olds were fathers.
but we're not talking about other societies. We're
No,
not
we're
talking
talking about our
third world
sick
countries.
society.
We're talking about
We're talking about our really
the
healthy
Western world.
society that knows how to raise kids.
That is exactly what it is, a sick society. And it goes back to
Why is it sick?
government has taken over control of the families. The parents have no longer, they're not in decision-making anymore. So this is what's happening now.
But
This
tell me,
14
you
years-
said it's
yeah.
rape. How does a woman rape a man? Because doesn't rape involve an
What
erection?
about statutory rape? Statutory rape can be consensual.
Wait a second.
Statutory rape can be consensual. It's just the reason it's rape is because the woman is under 18 years of age. Like, and basically what it is, like, she may have said, hey, I'm ready to have sex with you, but the law says, no, you're not. Until you're 18 years old, you are not
But
allowed
how
to
do
have
you
sex
fake
with.
an erection?
I don't think that's an issue,
I mean,
though.
obviously,
I don't think that's an issue.
Bill,
you
Bill,
don't
come on, the
always
guy's
choose to.
14. I mean, he's getting an erection when he doesn't want one a lot of times, you know? So, I mean,
That's,
her timing is impeccable, and that's the thing you got to commend here. I
And
mean,
a 14-year-old
she knows
doesn't have
what
all the
the
sense.
Good
A
point, Mr.
35-year-old woman should have more sense than having what do they have, conjugal visits? Like, how did she get pregnant in prison?
no, she was
was out for a while.
She was
Oh,
out
was
on
she?
parole,
On
and
work
obviously
release?
their love was so strong that they still wanted to see each other.
Yeah.
I don't understand why all of you who are so hip
What is
so
love?
strong. How can
Define
it
love.
work?
Like, can you-
define love. If we could, we would have, but we can't. It's something that happens between two people, and these are the two people.
But love can be defined at least a little bit. Is a 14-year-old really capable of all the things of having 2 children and a family and a deep relationship with a much older woman? Is he capable of processing all of that? Were you able to do that when you were 14?
Financing the kids' well-being as he gets ready to hit 10th grade? What's up with that?
All right, well, as usual, the entire panel is wrong. We'll have to take a commercial.
That's why it's your show, man.
All right, one more issue that happened this week that I just have to get to before the weekends. The Ku Klux Klan wants to march in Cicero, Illinois. Okay, obviously the town fathers there are afraid there's going to be violence, because when the Klan marches, other people oppose them, violence. So what they are doing is the town is agreeing to distribute the Klan newsletter to every resident in Cicero if they don't march. So in other words, the town is doing their dirty work, giving out their literature to prevent the clash between the Klan and whoever would oppose them when they march. Do you think this is right?
No newsletter, no march. They get no on both.
Amen.
Here, this is
That's it. It's 1998. We're done with the Klan. Finally, we're done. We are moving to the next level, and it's an old club, and we're done with it. And they don't get any nice little human rights, and they don't get to have their marches, and they don't get to have their corny rows, and then we're done.
You know, on
That's not right.
the First
Yeah, it
Amendment,
is.
the First Amendment, the First Amendment gives protection to anyone to
Yes.
assemble
And
and
that's why
congregate.
it's a great amendment.
And I agree
'Cause
with
it
you on that.
protects what
And
we
I will
hate,
re-
not
and
what we
I will
love.
defend free speech to anyone, even those who I don't agree. But the KKK symbolize hatred, symbolize the worst thing that.
But that's the
this
point
nation
of the
stands-
First Amendment,
Well,
that it's important because it protects.
Is this being financed by taxpayers' money? Is it?
Didn't France
Right.
do that with Hitler?
What are you saying?
I'm just saying, like, that's sort of placating them. Like, you know, why don't we just go give
That's-
anthrax to Saddam or...
right.
Well, he
Like,
has
you
it
can't-
already. That's one reason
Or
why we don't
we
need to
give them
give
the capacity
anthrax.
to launch it, or why don't we tell the world how great fascism is if he promises not to?
So you're saying we shouldn't give out the newsletter?
No, don't give out the newsletter, don't
It's
give
time to
anything. Like, what
evolve.
does that lead to? Is it going
But
to stop there?
should-
But
but-
they realize they're sort of extorting.
But you think they should be allowed
This
to
help
march?
and-
They are extorting.
Yes.
Should they be allowed to march?
No, I mean,
No,
They should be allowed
they
to march.
shouldn't
We
be allowed
should
to
all be
march,
allowed
but if they
to
do,
Of course they should.
hit
if they
them
do,
and
if they're allowed to march, then they, you know, I mean, you have to set up the police barricades like you do anything else. I mean, people have the right to assemble even if you hate them or not, but you can't give them money to and help them do
They get
propaganda
money,
for
too.
What I don't
their
understand
causes
it-
because you got all kinds of hate groups at that point. Now you know you got skinheads, you need to give them 10,000. You know nobody likes, you know, you got the Nation of Islam, you got to give them some money. You got to give everybody money. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I got a group of people. We gonna want eyes. You know?
Okay, and what I don't understand is the Klan wants to march. They're afraid that there are Hispanic gangs and other gangs in Cicero who oppose them. What's wrong with these
great.
people beating the crap out of each other?
I don't mind that.
I don't mind that
I'd be with
either.
that.
Let them
The
kill
thing
each other.
is that it's not on pay-per-view, Bill, and you're not going to make a lot of
should-
money out
Let's
of that.
do it.
That's what-
Let's put it on pay-per-view.
Put it on
If we can do
pay-per-view.
that, then it's worth
if
it.
You're
I mean-
if you're in a hate group, you should expect to get a little hate when you march.
No doubt.
Exactly.
And if somebody wants to, I mean, somebody
But
has
you know
to.
what? It is a good idea on their part. Like, okay, we're going to threaten to do this, but we're going to get some money. We're going to pay for all these things we needed, new robes, new hoods, and all this stuff. And it's like, but I can't believe these governments, like these city governments are giving into it. Like, what morons?
I know.
I mean, whoever is running the city manager of Cicero, Illinois, needs to be butt whipped. He's got a nice cane lashing.
He's too wimpy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Only
but
thing
that's
is that
just
this-
laying
this
down
does
and
happen.
allowing this stuff to happen. It's not going to stop there.
Like your theory, but it happens in neighborhoods where, I mean, it's some people who don't hate, and I mean, if mayhem breaks out, then you know they're going to run in people's homes and cars. I mean, everything's open at that point, so you can't. I mean, maybe if you do it in a big field somewhere, like in
You know,
Tomorrow morning.
As
Yeah.
great as
Go
this,
march.
as great as this country is, I think sometimes
Go march. We'll be
people
there.
abuse freedom of speech.
Of course they do.
And it's about time.
That's why it's a
that
great country.
Maybe it's
Well,
everything.
Hate
But
is
there
a
has to
terrible
be-
thing to waste, Celeste.
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
we got to take a commercial. We're out of time.
Join us Monday when our guests will be Shelley Winters, Rod Steiger, Gary Busey, and Talia Shire.
All right, in our little time left in the break, so Celeste, you said our president, our current president, is a scum, a liar, and a womanizer.
No.
And my question is, are those things always synonymous?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, of course.
Of course.
Yes.
Well, I mean, if you're not married, being a womanizer isn't so bad. I suppose.
Well,
And if you're married and your wife doesn't care, it's not so bad.
Yeah.
You should as well. We've got some special